Uh, Looks like NXT 2.0 is looking like the main roster now. I saw things that I thought, didn't I just see that on Raw? Even SmackDown. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get into this. Let's talk about NXT 2.0. This, of course, is the 19th of October 2021 edition, and it opens up with Carmelo Hayes, who is the new North American champion. He's along there with Trick Williams, and then Johnny Gargano comes out. And I was thinking, is there going to be a match between these two? Is there going to be you know, a challenge from Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship? He is a, what do you call it? What do you want to call that? Grand Slam champion in NXT, having won all the titles. And then you see Dexter Loomis come in, and he tries to tap out Trick, but then that a code of silence thing that he does, right? No, that's not code of silence, but he does. But he does that thing that submission hold that he does. Carmelo Hayes bails him out. I guess they're talking about Win Indy, and then him telling Johnny that that's your daughter, isn't it? And then that's his son-in-law behind him. I'm like going, ain't his daughter? Like, like not figuratively, yeah, but the way they said it, I was like, what? That ain't his daughter. He's only like maybe I don't know how many years older he is, about 10 years older maybe than Indy. I know what they mean. Don't call me out on it. But that was that opening segment, and we see where later on I'll talk about what that transpires into. Now we find out that one woman from each of the three teams that are battling for the women's tag team titles, they're going to face off. One person representing each team, and the winner gets to spin the wheel and make the deal, right? And I'm thinking, and then here we go with this. Oh no, we get a tag team match with the NXT champion as opponent, Braun Breaker, going against GYV, the Grizzly Young Vets. And didn't we see this on Raw? This is what I was talking about in the opening. Here we go. Except this time it isn't Big E and Drew McIntyre. Now it's Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa. Really? Is this where NXT 2.0 is now headed towards? You guys are going to be now accused by me of being rinsing and repeating, and same stuff, same matches from last week, or you're borrowing from the what do you call it? From the main roster. You got some good guys and good gals on this NXT 2.0. I like Braun Breaker. I like Persia Parada. I like Trick and Carmelo Hayes. A lot of these guys. Jensen and Briggs. We got some good guys over there, and then are you gonna put them in these same scenarios that we see on Raw and SmackDown? And then Odyssey Jones versus Andre Chase, and Jones just splashes Chase, makes quick work of him, and then so much for this feud, over and out. You know, I'm thinking, how come these guys are still out going at it now? Because isn't this feud kind of building up? Not that I was interested in the feud, but you know. And then Diamond Mine is gonna just take their opportunities. They're not going to wait around anymore. The Creed brothers have won their matches, and they have not yet gotten title shots, according to Malcolm Bivens. And here they take on Imperium. I thought Imperium was going to be the guys that put them over, but Imperium win. As Ikemen Jiro and Kushida, I like Kushida, but Jiro is going to be his partner now. And they strike the Creed brothers, and then, and then it's like, where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, I've seen this. It was on Raw. And I'm thinking, who sucks? Was the crowd just directing that at MSK? Because MSK comes in, right? And then we see this "we suck" chants, a "you suck" chants start ringing out. Who are they directing that towards? But then again, this crowd, which I'm very critical of, they don't know who to chant for. Who don't know who to put the chants on and who to put the boos on. The "you suck" chants, And then we got Von Wagner and Kyle O'Reilly working out in the woods. It's a blossoming team. Even Colorado is saying, hey, we can take over. We can make some things happen as a team. And Von Wagner's like, yeah, kind of agrees. Okay. And then we got Cora Jade's up next, and I like her. I think she's one of them rising stars. Kind of reminds me of Zaya Brookside from NXT UK, where you know they're built the same. They got the same kind of uh, personality and attitude, bubbly, personality and everything like that. And they really are good in the ring. So we'll see what she does and who she's going to go up against. And then Joe Gacy continues to spew his nonsense. And I really don't care about him, but I do like the fact that he was, calling somebody, calling people, snowflakes and stuff like that. But I really am tired of his shtick. It's already old, and he hasn't even been doing that long. That's bad. When you could be, you know, having a gimmick, building a gimmick, and then it's already over. And I'm not talking over. It's not over. I'm talking it's over with. I'm done with it. And then Legato is in the ring, and the crowd chanting their name, and everyone on the roster. It's like so annoying. How come they don't know who to chant for and who to boo for? Like I said earlier, why is it that it's like I don't know. But there was one match, and I'll get to it, that, well, they weren't actually chanting for the other team. So I'm thinking, okay, they're showing that they don't like the other team, or they don't like the other wrestler. I think it was well, no, let's get to it. I'll get to it. And then while they're in there, and Electra Lopez is about to talk, and then Cora Jade comes in, her music comes on, and interrupts her. And we see in the end, Cora Jade rolling up Lopez in a small cradle and pins her, and she continues her winning ways. I don't know where they're going to go with this. Are they going to line her up for a title shot? And I was just thinking while I'm watching the NXT UK, they need to have another title for the women. A little mid-card title, maybe. I don't know. Maybe do something that the main roster hasn't done. How about you have a mid-card title for the women, too? I've always said, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again ad nauseum, the SmackDown Women's Championship should be a mid-card title. And make the Raw Women's title the WWE Women's title and have it go back on all both brands. That's just me. And now, Braun Breaker and the champ, Tommaso Ciampa, can they coexist? Can they? Do I care? Or am I concerned? It's like, this is so played out. It's so played out. And at least Braun says that he's seen this thing before happening. Guys team up, the other guy turns his back on him, but the other guy says, that's not going to happen tonight. I'm warning you. And then Tommaso Ciampa's like, oh, hey, didn't you say you were going to protect me until Halloween Havoc? Kind of letting them know, man, that I'm not going to do nothing to you. But it's really annoying, like, it's the same thing that they always say. It's always like a cheap way to cause and create tension between two people when you don't even need to create that. They can do it on their own. You don't have to keep pushing the agenda or pushing the thing where you're trying to make them, because I've seen it already too many times now on SmackDown and Raw, and I don't want to see NXT 2.0 following suit, but it looks like they are. I don't know. Now, Io Shirai, JC Jane, and Persia Parada face off in the triple threat match. They are going to be the ones that are going to, what's the word? But they're the ones that are going to represent their teams in this triple threat match. Of course, we know that whoever wins it gets to spin the wheel and make the deal. But before I continue on, I'm thinking, why is it that these ladies are battling for the right to spin the wheel? Because they spin the wheel, they don't have an advantage. They're just spinning the wheel. The match that comes up is going to be a match that probably none of them want. And you can see that Io Shirai was, when they spun the wheel later on, I'll talk about later on, and she was happy about it. But I already spoiled it because because she said because I said that Io Shirai, yeah, she did, and it fell on Scareway to Hell, a ladder match. And Io Shirai is happy about it. I go, why would you be happy about it? The other two were like going like this. What's her name? Indy Hartwell was like this to her partner, like the Persia. Oh my god, and like that. And JC Jane, a scary moment during the match. She goes, she nearly kills herself attempting a suicide dive, and she lands face first. It's on the outside, but kudos to Persia Parada because she protected her. She kind of caught her, or tried to at least kind of, she kind of slowed her down so that she didn't really take the full face plant. But then after that, we didn't see JC Jane. No mention by the officials. We didn't see them afterwards. Not the officials, but the commentators. We didn't see her afterwards during the spin of the wheel. Maybe she was still on the ground. Maybe during the break, the X came out. I don't know. Maybe she's hurt. But then again, they did announce that the triple threat match is going on. So I, you know. But like I said, it's just something like you go, oh wow, oh we're gonna battle to see who spins the wheel, but it doesn't matter. It's just they might as well have had one of the officials, Evelyn Regal himself, spin the wheel because they don't have an advantage. Yeah, they get to spin it, and whoever the match is, that's their choice. But what if it's a match that they don't like? Why didn't they play it that way? Where they say something where they say Zoe Starks is afraid of heights, right? And then when they spin it, they make it to where they Jimmy rig, they Jimmy rig the thing, however you call that word, and it stops on Stairway to to hell, or Scareway to hell, I should say, not Stairway, but Scareway to hell. And then she's like, and then Eo's like, like calm down, calm, you know what I mean? But like, there's no real advantage if you win the match. Like you're just spinning the wheel, like you get the chance to spin the wheel, like I said, but big deal, you know. And now, let's say Legado, Del Fantasma's back there, and they at first I didn't know it was Briggs and Jensen. I could assumed it was in the backstage brawl. And then we have that waste of space, the caricature, the stereotype of Tony D'Angelo continuing his awful Tony Soprano's impression, and it still sucks, and he is still cringy. And then we have Solo Sikoa, who arrives next week at Halloween Havoc. So we'll see what he's about. And then Ikemen Jiro bothering Kushida in the men's bathroom. I know there was something about him, the way he acts and all that stuff. Now, maybe he likes to do that, right? Maybe, I don't know why. I skipped through it, but then I caught him putting the Back to the Future style gear, jacket and all that stuff on Kushida. Why are you bothering the guy in the bathroom? And you're too enthusiastic. That's something that I'll leave up to you guys. What do you guys thought about that? I'm not gonna talk about it. And then this garbage crowd. They're honestly cheering for Tony D'Angelo. A bunch of sheep. Yeah, let's cheer for everyone when they come out. And then he wins, and then who fucking cares? He's garbage. And then he's interviewed in the ring, and then he's trying to say, what are you insinuating? What are you talking about? I talked to my Uncle Junior. I mean, my Uncle Junior, but my Grandpa Junior, or something like that. I'm going, Jesus, when is he going to talk about Carmella and Meadow and AJ? And when is he going to talk about Big Pussy and thing? How about you just keep bringing out all the characters and just continue to leech off of Sopranos there, WWE. Yeah, I get it. You guys, yeah, it goes to show you guys are awful. You guys can't. You guys aren't great writers. You got no good writers on NXT and SmackDown and Raw. So let's just get existing characters and then just milk that because we're too lazy to write original characters or even come up with original names. Yeah, let's just use every name on The Sopranos. I think I even heard him say Paulie at one point last week or a couple weeks ago. You're gonna talk about Silvio too. You're gonna talk about Bobby Bacala, and you're gonna talk about them too. How about Tony Blundetto? You're gonna talk about him too. Oh, Animal Blundetto, yeah, bring him too. Yeah, your best friend Animal Blundetto. You're gonna say that too? Fucking just so cringy, awful. And then we see Duke Hudson in the poker room. And he looks like he's a major player in poker, and pretty much says that he always wins in the ring and in the poker room. And I'm thinking that last time he wrestled, didn't he? I don't know if he lost, but how long has it been since he had not been in the ring, man? Get in the ring, man. He's one of the guys that I actually have my eyes on. He actually is a good heel, and he does good stuff in the ring. I want to see him in the ring more. Not too many of these backstage segments or these little vignettes. And then Legado, they take out Briggs and Jensen, and then Wilder and Mendoza. They're supposed to face him, right? Is it going to still happen, the match? Well, it does, and it always gets me how these guys take massive punishment in the ring, and they're okay. out the ring, right? But then if they get a backstage beating, they can't make it to their match. They could be weakened and everything, but how come it's like these always that always happens? But at least these guys were tough enough. They're barroom brawlers, like as the vignettes showed back a couple weeks ago, number of weeks ago, and so they were able to make it to their match. But still, that's like always gets me when they do that. Even the women too, the ladies too. They're not exempt. They also someone gets beat down and then they can't make it to their match, but then yet you're in the ring when you're wrestling. You take massive amounts of punishment and you still go. How come you can't go after being? Oh, I guess it's because you got knocked out from behind. So that's a different thing. You didn't see it coming. But then again, you do get hit from behind when you're in the ring. So what's the difference? You know what I mean? I know I'm kind of like being nitpicky because reality as opposed to the script, like you know, you know what I mean. But sometimes it looks too ridiculous. You know, just because WWE is scripted. Wrestling, really, in all honesty, a lot of it's scripted. But come on. And didn't they hire Hollywood writers before? I think that's what probably is what's causing the lack of good writing is because they're relying too much on story, on Hollywood type stories and stuff like that. Anyway, let's move on. Mandy Rose and Raquel Gonzalez are on a collision course that culminates at Halloween Havoc. And I'm not looking forward to it. I want to see Raquel, sure. Mandy Rose, she's always improving in the ring, but does she really deserve a shot? She didn't arrive not that long ago. Braun Breaker, I know, is relatively new, a couple months, 3 months, maybe like that. But the guy really is talented in the ring, and the guy really does deserve a shot just because he is a guy who picks up shit like that. He's going to be in the main event, like I said, with Tommaso Ciampa as his partner against GYV, but I think he deserves the shot just because of just how he works in the ring, and it's entertaining, and I like what I see when he's in the ring. So him against Tommaso Ciampa at Halloween Havoc is going to be a banger. But you know about Mandy Rose. She talked about why is it that she's being looked over, and how many times has she not been given a title shot? Well, maybe there's a reason. Yeah, you look good, you're gorgeous, and everything like that, but is that all you are? I mean, she's better than Eva Maria, definitely. I mean, anybody is. Even a washcloth is better looking in the ring than her. But we'll see. Mandy Rose might surprise, and she might come out and look good. I mean, her and her girls in Toxic Attraction may well come out dripped in gold, all three of them. So we'll see. And then next is a match to determine the host for Halloween Havoc. Why? This match you might as well have had what do you call it, a mic on a pole match. You might as well have done that. Like really, like okay, LA Knight and Grayson Waller, and then LA Knight's been a $1 million champion, and he looks to be the host. Battling to be the host. Wow, his career is on fire, right? This is a guy, I believe his real name is Eli Drake from Impact and from other promotions and all that stuff. Big damn news when WWE, signed him and everything like that. And then he comes here and then he's got a lot of personality. He's great on the mic. He's good in the ring. But man, they are still sure as hell they're doing a slow grind with him and getting him to a point where, he's going to be taken seriously. A host, and then, he wins the match. And like what happened with JC Jane, Waller slipped on the second rope when he was trying to do definitely an offensive move off the ropes, right? But he slips, and then he gets he gets hit with that looks like what do you call that, a reverse DDT, where both guys are back or like like the guy's behind him, he's like this and he drops him like that, whatever you call the move. He nails that move and then he wins the match and then he's the host. Ooh, big deal. Like, and then like I heard Wade Barrett go, oh, see what it did for Shotzi. She was a host last year and it shot her career into the stratosphere. Hosting? Yeah, she's talented and everything. She's one of my favorites. hosting launched her career into the stratosphere. It showed her personality. It showed her charisma, be able to be the host and everything. But she did that on her own before she even became the host. I don't know what he's talking about. Like some things that he was talking about and saying, slowly but surely, he's still good as a commentator. But slowly and surely, sometimes he's saying things that really get on my nerves. I don't know what it is with him. He's trying. I don't know what he's doing. I don't even know if you think he needs to kind of keep that steady road and stop trying to do things that other people are doing and making yourself sound stupid. But now, Dexter Lumis and Gargano invite Carmelo and Trick. They're back there looking for his title because he didn't get his title after they got knocked out of the ring, and they're by Gargano and Lumis. And then there's a little thing. They open up a locker. It's decorated in Halloween stuff, and you see a slip of paper, and it invites them to a haunted house match. I guess. I mean, they're going to a haunted house. Is it a haunted house match? Like last year was what was that? Was a House of Horrors match last week? I think maybe it's the same thing. We'll see. I mean, Loomis again, because Loomis was in that match with Grimes. Now he's going to be with his father-in-law. Father-in-law. Yeah, he's a father figure, but he's not a father. It's your daughter, right, Indy? Oh, who said that shit earlier? Stupid, man. And now champion versus challenger, and challenger, I should say, versus the GYV. Grizzled Young Veterans in the main event, and then Breaker gets the pin after delivering the military press into a power slam, and he wins. And of course, there's a little bit of tension between him and Thing. I'm thinking, am I seeing Big E and Drew McIntyre over again? Because it looked the same. Smash Champ was outside the ring. He tells him, he gets back into the ring, and then they're like jaw-jacking back and forth, and then it's like, man, dude. Just repeating what was done on Raw. And NXT has never been accused of doing that. They've always been themselves. They've always done something different. Maybe a little bit of similarities, but it's not like carbon copy in the same spot. Because it's in the same spot here that it was on Raw. Like, don't tell me that ain't like rinse and repeat and copying stuff and just being lazy. Yeah. And like I said, Braun Breaker before I end the video. Braun Breaker, man. The guy is money. The guy really is talented. He's got that intensity level like his dad, Rick Steiner, and he has the ability to talk on the mic like his uncle. You know what I mean? The guy is talented in the ring. He's quick. He reminds me of his father and his uncle when they were the Steiner brothers when they were young. You see Rick Steiner popping off those belly-to-back suplexes, and then you see Scott Steiner, hitting athletic moves and just being stiff and what do you call it, man, shoulder breakers, and this knocking the other opponent down. He just stands there like Braun Breaker did. Like he stood there, he stood like he told James Drake to go off the ropes. He just stood there and then knocked James Drake down. He didn't even budge. This guy's a future world champion. This guy he may well be the future NXT champion. If not, they're gonna set him up to be that. And then this is a guy I think that they will definitely take care of on the main roster. He's definitely a guy that will be a future WWE or Universal champion. This guy may be a Grand Slam champion in before all is said and done. The guy is headed for a damn good career. And I really am just, first time I saw him, and I didn't even know he was related to the Steiners. I didn't even know he came from that family. And I'm thinking, this guy looks good. This guy's money. This guy can go. And then I found out, and I'm like, oh, God damn, no wonder. He's got that legacy. He's got that pedigree from his own father and uncle. And I think that the Steiner name is going to continue. I mean, he's not Steiner. He doesn't go by that name. But I would hope that once he started getting a little bit bigger, maybe before he goes to the roster, they change his name and give him his Steiner last name back. I don't know what they would name him. I don't know if they're going to go with his first name, his real first name, but who knows. But anyway, before I drone on and keep going and make this video an hour, I'm going to cut it out here. I'm going to cut it off here and just say that for those of you who stopped by and checked out this video, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And in closing, as always, take care.